used charm person. And the frog person's like, you know what? You guys are awesome folk. You know, why am I fighting you guys? You know, you're such awesome dudes. I'm gonna let you guys see my king and queen. And you know, the cleric's like, oh yeah, we love an audience with their king and queen. And I thought he was wanting to capture us to meet the king and queen and take us as prisoners. And we're going along with this? Like, this is okay? Alright. So, we all went. We followed the frog shaman, and it was actually not too far, surprisingly. So, you have the room where the frog shaman is. Looking through my view binder. So, we went through this hallway off to my right. So we came up to here. So it bent and sneaked down here and went into the frog throne chamber. So here's the setup. It's a nice little square room. I suck with cameras. Okay, so square. 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 Okay, so it's a square room. We are, let's see, there was 5 of us, plus the frog dude. So frog dude was sort of in the center. Hold on. No, wait. All of us are in the back of the room by the doors. And in the next set of, the next line before us is the frog shaman, the barbarian, and the goblin. We all, those two were flanking the frog shaman, if I remember right. Then, standing right before the frog shaman and the barbarian and the goblin is the king and queen, flanked by their honorary guards. Behind them is a big, huge, grand cavernous opening, kind of like a balcony of sorts, looking over this great cavern that's bioluminescence. You can see this whole society that the sneaking hallway kept, you know, hidden from us. We didn't see any sort of cracks. So this is the first time seeing the rest of this cavern, and it's filled with their people having their lives and all that stuff. And flanking that little tiny balcony hallway are 4 guards. So we have about 4 guards. We got the king, we got the queen, we got the shaman. And I think there's a couple more guards in the corners near the doors. I think. I could be. Maybe not more guards. And as I said in the last video, I have 1 fireball left. We used all of my spells on the land sharks right off the bat after we had slept. So I only have my cantrips and this 1 fireball. And in my 3rd level slot, I thought, oh, do you guys want me to use haste for the next fight? Because I could do haste if you guys want me to. And everyone's like, sure, yeah. Haste would be cool. And so the first time ever I have haste, we finally leveled up to that point. But as I looked at this situation, I went, I could do a fireball here. So I quickly took a note, scribbled it in front of my mom. My mom is sitting like right here, and she's the DM. She's got her DM board, and she's like, what are you doing? And I'm like scribbling like crazy. Handed the note. to my sister, and she passed the note over to my brother and to my dad, and my dad's like, okay, okay, that's all right. And I said, y'all okay with it? And it was like, yeah. So as soon as the note came back to me, I tried to hit it for my mom, very Monty Python style. Tried to like hide it with my stack of books, and looked at her like, you didn't say anything. And of course, you know how moms are. They're like, yeah, you're a smart kid. Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, I didn't say anything, of course. Yeah. So after I put the note away and watched her continue on with this whole thing, the frog shaman, even though he was charmed, presented us as prisoners and lifted the goblin to showcase the goblin to the king and queen like some sort of pet. And of course, the goblin's like, or Grong, my brother, he's like, I stabbed the son of a bitch. And I said, I cast Fireball right into the center between the king and queen, right there between their chairs. And mom's like, okay, it's sneak attack. You have surprise round on the frog. So frog stabbed the shaman, was able to get out of the way. I cast Fireball and took out all the guards and the queen, leaving the king alive. And I think, no, the queen was heavily damaged. And it was like, whoa, no, how could you, type of thing. Very Jim Henson Muppetry, like, oh no, very overly dramatic. And the poor Frog King says, what have you done? And of course, his queen had passed away from the fire damage. He's like, my queen, no, my queen is dead. So as the king was upset about his queen dying, his guards are gone. We were fighting against the shaman because we know how dangerous magic users are, and this is like one of our first magic user that we had to deal with. So we all know how bad of a fight it was, and every single damage that we dealt with this dude, nothing hit on him. And then I think it was our bard, Lars Metallica, or our rogue Grump, noticing some sort of glimmering jewel on this person. And of course, my mom wants us to win. She really loved us fighting and all that fun stuff, so she really wanted us to win. So she told us this nice sparkling jewel thing, and our rogue's like, ooh, I want that. Reached out, did a stealth sleight of hand, pawed off the jewel off of this dude. And just like in the Conan the Barbarian, I think it's the second movie where the sorcerer grasps the crystal and then like he explodes, it's sort of like that, except without any explosion. And as he crystallizes, he becomes this salt, and kind of like the salt Peter Stone person, and he just kind of dissipated into dust. So that was cool. So now we have this king who, in like 12, 20 seconds, everything is, taken away from him. His guards, his shaman, his queen, and we're all like, where's the Pokemons? And he's like, Pokemons? I don't know what Pokemons is. What is Pokemons? And so we showed him an image of this teddy bear that our client, the third doctor, wanted us to get. Apparently, it's more than just a teddy bear, I'm assuming. But we show the image from the sonic screwdriver that we got from the third doctor. But it's not his sonic screwdriver, it's actually the current doctor's screwdriver. So tell me what I mean. Um, so he saw that image, he's like, I don't know what that is. I've never seen that my whole life. And we all went, uh-oh. Um, never? You never saw this? And he's like, no, I never saw that in my whole entire existence. And we all just went, oh no. We've done it wrong. So we all consulted the sonic screwdriver, and turns out it pointed back to the shaman's room. We were supposed to bypass the shaman, past the whole king and queen thing, and continue on in our journey. But no, no. We thought we made a friend, and we thought we are going to have an audience and have a treat with the king and queen of the frog people. We killed a lot of innocent frog people for this teddy bear. So we went, oh, our condolences. We're gonna go now. Bye. So we all ran. We closed the door. We book it out there. He starts screaming for his people to come and fight. We ran back into the shaman's room, closed the door, just in case they could, like, be dumb enough not to see. Let's see. In the rubble that the shaman was pouring over, praying over and all that, turns out there's another secret passage that he was guarding and meditating over, etc. So we went through there. I dropped a bag of caltropes, and we were joking that they were nothing but D4s. And I said, no, I am not going to be that type of person. That's cruel. I'm going to use Legos, because that's even crueler. And we all decided that they're the fresh 90s Legos that had the really super hard edges and harsh corners and all that stuff, and they were like itty bitty tiny Lego pieces. So those are the caltropes she had laid after all of us, and we were like, okay, we have to hide somehow, some way. So after going through that hallway, there's a nice, beautiful, like, land formation with a natural bridge coming down with another, natural landing that kind of branches off into these kind of like ancient hallways. And of course, beautiful scenery. There's water going through that had cut through the natural bridge of sorts. So it's very beautiful, but we don't really have the time to like take pictures or anything. So we ran over this bridge, and the bridge is slippery. And I think it was, yeah, once again, it was our Claire who had trouble crossing this bridge. And she's a Yanti who's supposed to be graceful, but she's not, because she did not dump dexterity into this. I love my sister, bud. So we managed to save her, get her off the bridge and all that. And all of a sudden we hear this monster roaring, doing weird clattering sounds. Sounds like, The Walking Dead. And we thought, oh no, we have to hide. We have to get out of here somehow. So we all duck under these bioluminescent mushrooms. And I said, okay, I have a powder of invisibility. It covers the whole area so long you don't cast any spells. So long you don't attack in this area, you're going to be awesome. You're going to be fine. So we all hid in this area, and there's like natural crevices along this wall where we hid. And so Grong hid in that little natural crevice. So we all hid. This Chul, a Chul, came out and went out to see what's going on from this central passage. So it's like this southern passage that we could have gone through, but we didn't. We went to the one on the right where the mushrooms are. And so all these frog people came out and was like, oh, we're gonna have to go after these people. And they did suffer a little bit of damage from the Legos, but not much. And as they came through, they saw this big, huge troll going, Rawr! And one frog person went up like, no, we need those people. How dare you? And it totally sliced off his head, cast it off to the side, and everyone's like, well, nice knowing you, Bob. It's been real. And they all left. Now take off and go back to their own home. And we survived the frog people. And now we have to deal with this Chul. Now, I have a sorcerer origin called Phoenix. Now, sorcerers are born through a lineage that is enhanced by natural creatures that are magical. Some are born with dragon blood, some are born with demonic or devil blood, some are, a little bit more fey enhanced. Mine happen to have a phoenix lineage. So that means I get to do extra fire damage if I do Mantle of Fire. Mantle of Fire allows me to add a charisma modifier to any fire damage attacks. That includes spells. It also makes me glow with light. That light is bright light in 50 feet and then becomes dim in the next 50 feet. So I'm shining, even though I'm invisible, there's a brilliant light streaming from the mushrooms. And I'm like crouched right next to the mushroom stem, like, I'm a mushroom, I'm a mushroom, I'm a mushroom. So I'm like shining and I'm right next to the rest of the party. And it's Joel's like, where's this bright light coming from? Like, why is it glowing? What is it doing? So I'm pretty sure the DM is medding. Pretty sure of it, but I can't prove it. So this giant insect abomination came forward like, what is up with this bright light? Why is this mushroom glowing? And here I am cowering underneath this mushroom. So my brother's rogue is like, you know what, I'm in the perfect position. If that chill comes any further, I'm gonna shoot off like this awesome spell I've been saving and get it in my sights, and it's gonna be swell. Of course, we're not allowed to communicate as players. Well, as characters, I should say. So even though he has a plan for what he's going to do and told it to us, unless our characters communicate that, we can't do that. So our barbarian came charging out like, Rah! Spell is over. The invisible spell decloaked. The barbarian charged out. I cast Fireball. We roll into initiative, and Grung went, fuck! Because he was in that nice crevice. He was not going to be detected. He's going to go and shoot. But because we don't have that character-to-character communication, that fell apart. But you have to role play how it happened. So we were able to fight off the tool. I was able to do some cantrips. Our cleric was almost down for the count again. Our rogue was almost gone. Somehow he got out of the crevice and got some damage. Our board did okay. He was able to give us some buffs and some cool things, and he was able to shoot off some rounds with his guns on the tool. And eventually, with one fell swoop, the barbarian was able to do the tool in. So Evelyn, I think Evelyn leveled up. No. We didn't level up. We are level 6 right now. So we had leveled up during this whole adventure, I think, at least once. And apparently there's more in store for us than we originally thought. As we went where the tool had came from, we noticed this big, huge niche area that was kind of like a treasure hold of an ancient time. And it's so far ancient that it goes beyond dwarven history. And there we saw the wand of Orcus, along the other fantastic loot that was there. So the next session that we're going to have, we're hoping to divide the loot, and we're hoping to continue on to explore and find the mystical teddy bear that the third doctor wanted us to have. So yeah, this took a lot longer than I thought. If you enjoyed this, please give this a like. If you want to keep track of more future videos of me talking about Dungeons and Dragons and having fun and all that, please subscribe. There will be more of this as time goes on. And I'll see you next Friday. Bye.